This is Jeff Heller from Awards Radar. Gentlemen, thank you very much for taking the time to talk.
Thank you for
Um,
having us.
and congratulations on the series.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can you talk a little bit about the inspiration for the story?
Yeah, a couple of years ago when I was first kind of thinking about this, one of my sort of overarching anxieties, I guess, was the fact that um, things like facts and what we've accepted as objective reality were starting to become a little bit more malleable, and they didn't feel as reliable as they did once before. People stopped trusting institutions. We didn't know who to trust in terms of news and all of that kind of stuff. And so rather than, write about that happening in the present day, which would just be depressing for everyone, I wanted to take a step back and take it back to the Satanic Panic, where I feel like very similar things were happening back then, except now we get to do it with heavy metal music and John Hughes movies and, video nasties and all of the fashion and the decor of the time and just enjoy that kind of time frame and time period. I never lived through the 80s, but I did grow up in Southeast Michigan in the 90s. So essentially, I did kind of feel a lot of it because, fashion and furniture doesn't really catch up that quickly up there. So it's like I was kind of living in 1989, my first couple of years. But that's where it all kind of came from. Yeah,
It's
from me.
interesting. It's interesting because you mentioned that it's the misinformation at the time isn't much different than it is now, despite the fact that we have the internet.
Yeah.
And so I saw some parallels there.
Yeah, the show is a lot about people who use fear to their advantage. In this show, obviously, you have people like Dylan and Jordy and Spud who are using fear to their advantage to get people to come see their band, buy their shirts, buy their demos, all that kind of stuff, while not realizing that this fear they're selling is affecting an entire town of people.
Right.
And it's every bit as much about who are the people who are dealing fear and who are the people who are dealing with it.
David, your background does not necessarily scream horror. So can you just talk about your involvement in getting in this project?
Luck. I, I, that was actually something John Daly, one of the executive producers, pointed out in my job interview. One of the, I was really, uh, I came to the project after Matt had written the pilot, and I was really drawn to it. One of the best pilots I've ever read, and the things that I connected to about it were, um, that you're seeing this teenager make some really bad decisions, and then you're also then seeing uh, a bunch of grown-ups make some really bad decisions, and that the universality of that really grabbed me, along with the horror, the comedy, the high school piece of it. I had done a high school movie recently, which called Honor Society, which Matt had read, and uh, that was sort of my entree into the high school of it all. But to me, my career has always been about who am I working with, and how, and especially when it's a creator with a really strong vision, which Matt had and showed in that first script, and how do I help facilitate that? How do I help? What are the ideas that I can contribute to that to help bring not just the pilot to life, but this series to life? And it's been a really exciting project for me to be involved in because, as you say, it is nowhere on my resume.
There's a lot of there's humor peppered into the storyline here. Can you either of you talk about balancing the horror and the humor in the storyline?
Yeah, of course. One of the most influential films and scripts on me as a writer was Kevin Williamson's work on Scream, where the lesson I learned there is that you can be a funny horror movie without being a horror comedy. You can let your characters be funny. That will help you like these people and get a sense of who these people are, and have you root for them. But you probably shouldn't be making jokes when the killer is chasing you up the stairs. You want to feel that thrill of, oh no, witty, smart person that I like and am rooting for is in danger. So we want to use humor as a way to humanize these people and make you feel like you are friends with them and know them so that when they get put through the ringer, and they almost all will, you'll feel that.
Right. One last question for you both. What frightens you?
Ooh.
Cancellation.
What a great answer.
Um, I am deathly afraid of heights,
Oh, okay.
which is wild because I'm a huge roller coaster fanatic.
Well, that seems oxymoronish.
Yeah, I'm a very masochistic person in that way, I guess. I don't know.
All right. Well, gentlemen, thanks a lot. Congratulations on the show and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks.
so
Bye-bye.
much, Jeff. Take
Thank you. Take
care.
care.